Yo, how's everyone doing today? Hope you're all having a lovely, lovely Tuesday. If you had the day off yesterday, congratulations. I did too. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but congratulations. Hope you're ready, or if you already are, ready to get back to work. If you're already back at work, hope I'm here to give you a little bit of entertainment that you can do while you're pretending you're working. That's not even a dig. I do it all the time, all day at work. Don't worry. I'm literally going to do it directly after I get off of this stream and clock in. Office jobs for the win, right? Hey, like I said, I hope everyone's having a good one. I'm doing okay. A little tired. Streaming this early. Well, it's not even that. I woke up super early. And my apologies if you can hear any of that, like, that's behind me. I don't know what my neighbors are doing. I think they're, like, moving or something. I don't know. But there is an insane amount of noise going on. It's either the place that's like right behind me or the one next to me that is I know is being renovated, because the people who were in that apartment destroyed it while they were living in it. So yeah, if you hear any loud thumping or anything like that, sorry, not really much I can do. It's just something we're gonna have to live with and keep on keeping on. If you watch my VODs, I'll do some work to like edit it a little bit to try and try to keep that noise out. But you know what? Today I think we should start with a little bit of good news. Like, I'm a downer person. I get it. You don't gotta tell me. Trust me, I know. I'm a bit of a downer to talk to. You go and look at my channel, like it's a little bit doomy, right? It's a little bit of a doomer channel. I mean, I spend a lot of time joking and like talking shit, chatting shit and stuff like that, but it's a little doomery. So I figured we should go ahead and look at something a little bit positive. Let's see. Now, Texas has been trying to go forward with a new voter restriction bill. I think it was a SB, that's Sierra Bravo 7, I believe it is, that was going through on Friday, or that was set to go through on actually last Monday, so yesterday. How did I think it was Friday? Yeah, SB 7 was set to be voted on yesterday, which led Republican. Jesus, I must be really out of it today. Like, come on. Which was going to allow for Republicans, and I mean, well, really anybody in the state, but it was a Republican measure to do a lot of things to kind of shore up some of their lost zones in Texas. Things like shortening hours that polling stations were open, especially on Sundays. And if you don't know why, that's specifically done because a lot of black church groups that'll go out and get people to vote will go and do it after church. And I mean, like, they'll do it in a large mass of people, make it a church event essentially to go to the polls and vote. Now that gets a lot harder to do when you essentially create a bottleneck of, I think it was 8 hours they were allowing polls to be open on Sundays. So you create a bottleneck that results in a massive line of people that would already have deterred a lot of people from staying there to vote anyway. But what this provision also like included was allowing you to no longer, or I guess not allowing you to, no longer allowing after hours voting. So, like, when you show up to a poll, and, like, let's say you show up 2 hours before it, and they tell you it's going to take 4 hours, they can't, like, before this, they couldn't turn you away. They would have to service the line and get everyone taken care of that was already there at time of closing. What the provision would allow for is for them to nope, if like no matter who's in line, everyone at the time that we close, you got to come back tomorrow or whenever we're open and try to vote again. Just things to really like compound and waste a lot of people's time. So if you already take like the massive amount of black churchgoers that would come to, I think it's like Soul for the Vote or something is the like program's name. They'll come through and try to pile them all into one 8 hour period for the already limited amount of polling stations in the area. You can then also turn away a lot of the people who just didn't get to vote even though they stayed in line, making it a larger deterrent for even trying to go through on next time. And you're thinking, like, okay, I mean, that's really, really terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. But you can also vote by mail, right? Well, as we know, there was a large fiasco, well, manufactured fiasco over vote by mail with Republicans, and especially in Texas, over this last election. So there were also some vote by mail provisions that were put in as well. Like such things as officials wouldn't be able to send out vote by mail applications unless they were specifically requested by like the person they're sending it out to. So in most places in Texas, as of now, because this hasn't been signed in, you will, as long as you have your address correct down at the DMV, you'll get a mailer reminding you to one reminding you to check your registration to vote, and you'll also get a mailer that's the application for voting by mail that you can fill out and send back in if you'd like to vote by mail. And you just get that automatically. What this would require is that if somebody wanted to say avoid getting kicked kicked out of an 8-hour line over and over and over again, they would then need to specifically request a vote by mail application be sent to them, then get it in the mail, fill it out, and have it sent back. But also, if you want to do that, this new bill would require that you put your driver's license number or your social security number on the outside of the envelope for what you're sending it back in. So that return envelope would have your name, address, and it would have your name, address, and your social security number on it that you're just going to go drop in the mail and hope that nobody sees and does anything with. Like, it's restrictions that are just there to make it harder to vote. Like, nothing here would make it harder for like any kind of election fraud to go through. Like, requesting the the mailer doesn't really change anything there. Like, if you can fill out an application, you can still fill it out and no problem. It just makes it so it's a longer process to do for anybody involved in the process. And I mean, having to put your like social or driver's license number on the outside of an envelope is just absolutely, absolutely a security risk. Like, don't ever have your social security number written down on something that other people are guaranteed to see without it being without it being the people that you intended to see that social security number. Like, you know, you're giving your employee you're giving your employer like your social security card or something. Yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. But like, having to write down your social on the outside of an envelope that you mail out, no, no, no. Don't ever do that. You don't know who's going to see that. You don't know like what the chain of command or chain of custody is on that. No, don't. Because if you run into fraud problems, if you run into fraud problems later, I guarantee you these Texas lawmakers that are pushing like this through are not going to help you recover your identity. And actually, speaking of fraud, the most ridiculous part of SB 7 was that it would allow the overturning of the election results if enough ballots were cast illegally without having to look into how those ballots were casted. So essentially, you had to run off of a system of, nah, trust me, bro. There's enough illegal votes here that it overturned the election. See, all of these votes that aren't for me and my guy, those are the illegal ones. These ones are good, though. Don't look into how these ones or these ones were put in. Overturn it, though. Like, as long as you had a judge that was on your side, the courts could just overturn an election without having to have any evidence to back up any voter fraud even happening. Like, it was just essentially a my guy lost switch. Wait, hold on. Sheba, I did not. Did Trump actually say that? Hold on. Like, I don't even doubt it because that dude says wild stuff, but I gotta see this. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was years ago. I forgot about this. The dude said so much wild shit over the years. Oh, man. Sorry, losers and haters, but my IQ is one of the highest, and you all know it. Please don't feel so stupid or insecure. It's not your fault. Oh, shit. I remember him being like, specifically being like, yeah, I have a higher IQ than George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Karl Rove. Like, I remember him going off about that for a while. Oh man, thank you for the reminder on that, Sheba. That. Oh shit, that was funny. Where was I even at? But yeah, it would allow Texas Republicans to throw out results as long as they had a judge that agreed with them without having to put any kind of research or any evidence behind it at all. Essentially, that like the Kraken that Sidney Powell released that was like a misspelled legal document that didn't have like any proofing in it. That would be enough to go ahead and overturn an election in Texas if this bill went through. However, I said at the beginning of this is good news this time. Good thing it happened this time. The Democrats in Texas decided that they would do what Republicans have been doing for decades and broke quorum. This is what good use of a filibuster looks like. There was absolutely no chance that if all of these Democrats had showed up and stayed for the vote, that they would have been able to have enough votes to get this block to not go through. So Texas Democrats legitimately walked off of the House floor and blocked the passage of the vote like at all before the final deadline of it. Now, the reason this is significant, besides, I mean, you don't see Democrats use the power of a filibuster very often at all. I mean, this is technically a little different. It's quorum breaking and you just leave. But, like, this isn't a play you see too often from Democrats. If you ever go in and look at, like, the vote tallies on things, you'll always notice that there's, like, 10 to 12 Republicans that are just missing from the votes because they didn't show up. Happened last time with the January 6th commission. I think it was like 11, 9. No, it was 9, and then 2 of them were Democrats. So like it was like Kristen Sinema and I think Joe Manchin or someone. Um, but you don't see like Democrats actually exercising this too often. And this is one of the options of like what it looks like when you exercise the political power and political capital that you have. Now, unfortunately, one of the other reasons that this is also going to be pretty significant, other than thank God that this ridiculous draconian voting bill didn't make it through the House, these Texas Democrats probably aren't going to last for very long. Honestly, I think the last time Texas Democrats broke quorum, they like all of them ended up going and moving to another state to go run elsewhere afterwards. Unfortunately, Texas is still very red, and people don't take too kindly of this kind of thing, especially when on the next election cycle you're going to be seeing Republicans talk about Democrats just not wanting to do their jobs and leaving the vote insecure and yada 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 to push that out as propaganda to vote against them. So I mean, it is very good that like I think Jessica Gonzalez is the state rep that like did the interview afterwards for it. Um, it's very good that this happened, and we need to see more of Democrats exercising political capital, exercising political power to block things like this, to get things done. Or, I mean, we're just going to be literally exactly where we were in 2016, waiting for the next version of Trump to go, sorry, losers and haters, but my IQ is one of the highest, and you all know it. Please don't feel so stupid or insecure. It's not your fault. As we bleed money on a worthless border wall project, managed to kill one of the good foreign policy things that were done by the last administration, and catapult ourselves further and further and further into a national crisis and of wealth inequality as we give corporations tax breaks. Like, that's where we will end up if Democrats don't follow suit with what just happened here in Texas and actually start using some of their power to at least I mean, let's be real. Hardline, like middle of the road Democrats aren't here to make big changes, but they can do enough to keep their constituents happy and keep themselves at least electable. Hey, thanks for getting in the video. If you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It does really, really help the channel grow, and I appreciate it a ton. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Sorry, I need to drink water one more time, and we'll be back at it. Yeah, see, but I think what Trump meant by that is he legitimately thinks he's the smartest person in the room at all times. And if he doesn't think he's the smartest person in the room, he thinks that like, well, no, at least I'm still better in all these other things. This guy's just really, really good at like viruses or what I just thought about viruses because Fauci, but like you get the gist of it. I'm willing to bet that he, in his heart, believes that he is the smartest person in the room. Like, you saw how happy and proud he was about passing that basic cognitive ability test, right? Oh god. Speaking of speaking of basic cognitive abilities, Biden had his foot in his mouth a little bit yesterday when he was actually god, it was a couple of days ago now I think about it. On Friday, I believe. Yeah, on Friday when he was giving his Memorial Day speech. Because, well, excuse me. Boy, I'm gonna have to cut that all out. Burps are gross. Sorry about that. Biden had his foot in his mouth a little bit during his Memorial Day speech on Friday. And I say a little bit because it wasn't the worst flub that I've seen, but it is the exact same sentiment as Rick Santorum talking to the American Youth Foundation or whatever it was about America's founding, and him saying that America was founded, by like by ourselves. We worked hard. We made our own founding principles, and there wasn't much Native American culture there. It's the exact same sentiment, just said a little bit better. And I mean, I hope to be nothing but consistent. So I want to go ahead and take a little bit of a look at this today. And if you've seen my Rick Santorum video, you're going to see a lot of the same criticisms. The only difference is that Biden isn't standing in front of a group of children, and he didn't say the words, "There's not much Native American culture in our culture." Like, that's literally the only difference at all. Hey, before I get too far into it, if you get to the end of this video and you enjoy the content, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow a ton, and I really, really do appreciate it. And with the shill out of the way, we can go ahead and get right into it. Yeah, y'all stream boys didn't know I usually do those before, did you? Neither did I forgot.
Any world leader has for 24 hours of private meetings with him. I've spent more time with President Xi of China than any world leader has for 24 hours of private meetings with him. Just interpreter, 17,000 miles traveling with him in China and here. He firmly believes that China, before the year 3035, is going to own America.
Did you just say 3035? I mean, yeah, sure. I'll make literally any claim with that. I believe that my personal family line, nobody else is involved, just mine, will own all of the world and also the moon and also Mars by 3035. Like, if that's the timeline you're putting out here, you can say some shit.
Because autocracies can make quick decisions. But America is unique. Of all nations in the world, we're the only nation organized based on an idea. Every other nation you can define by their ethnicity, their geography, their religion, except America.
So, here's the thing. I don't know what he exactly means by defined by geography. I guess, like, if you're an island nation, that'll... Okay, yeah, if you're an island nation, I can see defined by geography. But, like, defined by race, bro, America is so white. It is so white. It's white enough that the other ethnic minorities, we're all still fighting to get a fair share and get a fair shake at life. Like, it's gotten better, sure, but America was founded as a white Christian nation. Like, absolutely. It was founded by settlers. Like, what do you think was going to happen when a bunch of white Christian settlers showed up and then founded a country? And while they were doing that, stole the country from the rest of the people who already happened to be there and have different belief systems and races. Like, just because America was then later like, all right, well, I mean, we let the slaves free, so I guess black people live here now. And I guess some Mexicans can come in since we took, like, a bunch of their land, too. Like, America suddenly became the melting pot because of that.
America is born out of an idea. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, etc.
Did he say life, liberty, and etc.? You gotta leave out that pursuit of happiness part. Everyone's sad as fuck. No one's feeling satisfied anymore. Let's leave out the part about the pursuit of happiness. Holy shit. Like, I know he just forgot the end of it and just said etc. But it's hilarious to me to, like, leave out, be like, yeah, they have the right to be alive and have some personal liberties and, etc. Like, the pursuit of happiness, I mean, definitely comes after those two. Those are really big parts. But that's a pretty big part of, like, why people immigrate to America now to begin with, right? Like, you're trying to pursue a better life where you can achieve happiness. But that part of the flub aside, like saying that America was founded on an idea is completely ignoring literally how we got here. Like, people didn't just buy a boat, show up and be like, "Yes, this is the United States of America." Like, they were colonies. And the colonies then, after getting immense amount of help from Native Americans, killed them and stole their shit, and then we started a westward expansion. Like, it's the exact same sentiment that Rick Santorum put out, like, years ago at that Young American conference that got him kicked off of CNN. But with just a little bit more flowery language. Because somehow, even Joe Biden, like, can pull off not be having his foot in his mouth as much as fucking Rick Santorum does at all times of the day. I mean, Biden's an old dude who stumbles over his words a lot, and don't get me wrong, I do too, so that's not that big of a dick. But, like, he stumbles over his words a lot. He obviously will kind of forget a part of a concept midway through and then just go forward with the speech. But at least he is careful enough with his language that he doesn't get Rick Santorum right. But that doesn't mean that you should not be like criticizing this. Absolutely, Biden is just glossing over the idea that American was founded on. That idea was this land is fucking ours and we're gonna take it. Like, that idea was, oh god, we're getting pushed back real hard. France, please help us. Like, there's a whole bunch of history there that just does not get included when you're just talking about the American idea, baby. Like, and that's not even looking at what we did once we got to the west and decided we wanted to head about a little bit more south too. Like, we were just talking about Texas. Like, Texas is that large for a reason. They didn't get it by asking nicely. uh yeah, it just keep this inside the back of your head. Like, if you're going to go out and criticize Republicans or libertarians, right wingers of any flavor, criticize anyone really, and you go and you see a lighter version of the exact same thing happening somewhere else, they sorry, the exact God, sorry, a comment just popped up and distracted me. Um, I forgot where I was even going with that shit. Apparently, I got goldfish brain. Damn. Oh, right. If you see a lighter version of that same thing you were just criticizing done by somebody else, then you should be also criticizing that. Doesn't matter if they're on your side or not. Like, bad behavior is bad behavior. And unless your criticism is just there to win you political points, or I guess, like, I don't know, to make you look cooler to your group of friends, then it only makes sense for that criticism to hit both ways, right? Like, it's wild to me that I said that exact same thing on Twitter yesterday, and I legit had libs super mad at me about it. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Like, you can't. it was the same libs that I saw talking about Rick Santorum like a week or two before that. And I'm like, how can you. I don't see how you can have that kind of cognitive dissonance where you're able to see where problems exist in other people, but the second that it's the same problem that's existing but with blue under it or a D under it instead of an R, it's cool now? Like, yo, there were people who were mad at me and other lefties for talking about Andrew Cuomo's like sexual harassment cases and shit because he's a prominent Democrat. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Yeah, yeah, I think it was about 8. Yeah, I honestly, I think I kept on like going through and like watching more and more come out, but I lost count. Like, I think the last one that I saw was that aide that was talking about like him in a restaurant when he just like legit made out with her in the restaurant. And that was where I was like, okay, come on. This dude's going around and just going up to aides, slapping asses and making out with them as they're like staring him down, going, no, in public. I don't know how that dude's still in office. It's fucking wild. Let's see. Actually, I think I got done with the news today. I think I'm pretty much done with the news today. Let me just make sure nothing else popped off real quick before I swap over to reactions. But we might be able to just get into React content and chill out a bit today. Let's see. Let me check it out. Oh God, why is it opening it? I need to figure out like why my default browsers won't change. For some reason, everything I open opens up in Firefox and like lags the living hell out of me, even though I have literally everything for my browser preference set to Chrome. Like I don't know when Firefox started running like shit, by the way, but it definitely did. Oh snap! You even got this time stamped. Top scientist shaken but live May virus that escaped. Oh yeah, I talked about this a little bit on the last stream. Tell you what, I'm gonna put this into a playlist for me to check later. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get like a couple of like two or three oh yeah, no, I know. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get two or three different videos and like a couple of sources together and then like put it together into one big video where I'll do like one long stream on it, you know what I mean? At least like an hour's worth on it. Oh, absolutely. Like, no, I'll check that out. Like, so I already have it saved to my check later playlist. And I can guarantee you can definitely explain anything better than I can. Dude's a doctor. Like, even if that dude came up with a random topic and if I chose the topic and position for him to argue from a science standpoint, bet he could do it better than I could. I do appreciate the timestamp a lot. Actually, that is very useful. Sometimes people will send me like an hour and a half long video and be like, "It's in there somewhere, though." Um, yeah, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I might do that stream on either Thursday or Saturday because I have a open slot. I, I decided I wanted to do some coverage on the Ethiopian Civil War, but the Ethiopian Civil War has been popping off more and more and more. Like more and more and more developments have been happening, so I've decided to put a bit of a pin in that until I can amalgamate a bit more info. So yeah, maybe like Thursday or Saturday I'll do a vaccine stream. Or I got vaccine stream. I don't even know why I said vaccine. I'll do a COVID stream. See here. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and start out with the video I've been avoiding for like 2 weeks at this point. If you ever sitting down and you're wondering, maybe am I just being contrarian? Am I on like the wrong side here? Am I on the wrong side of history? Well, have you ever thought, wow, I can't speak at all today. If you ever sat down and thought that to yourself, had a bit of self introspection on that, one, you're probably in a way better position than a lot of people are on it. And two, you have to think, have you made a pro Watergate video? Because if you haven't made a pro Watergate video yet, you at the very least haven't gotten to the level of Dennis Prager in Prager University. Like, there's contrarianism out there. And I mean, I'm a bit of a contrarian. I literally make videos where I react to things and then try to debunk them. So I get it. But if you get to the level where you're like, no, hold on, wiretapping was good actually, and the media just overblew it, then you're getting a little bit too far in the contrarian pipeline. And it's also pretty obvious that at this point, you're not saying something that you even believe. It's just useful to you, and in this case, politically useful to you. However, I have said it for years that like if Watergate happened today, no one would care. No one would care. Like, it's a wiretapping scandal. Wiretapping's already pretty okay to do. It would literally just be like, oh no, someone broke into the DNC headquarters and did some wiretapping. And there was a bit of a cover up from our president's side. Oh no. Like, at this point, we're so used to just the absolute levels of dirt that get done on the day by day in this country. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. That's not a good thing, however. Like, the Watergate scandal was a big deal and is pretty much a polarizing, like, or not even polarizing, it's pretty much a one-sided, like, yeah, that was a bad call, bad thing to do, from literally both sides of the aisle, of the political aisle, saying no, breaking into offices, like, to wiretap some people's phones isn't great. Then kidnapping somebody who was going to kidnapping somebody's wife who was going to testify, also not great. Like, the huge money trail that leads back to like the FBI and the White House, also not particularly great. Like, these are all things that both sides could agree on being fucking a horrendous thing for a presidency or a president's office to do. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and check out why Watergate was good, actually. Hey, before we get too far into it, if you get to the end of the video and you enjoy the content, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow a ton, and I really do appreciate it. And with the shill out of the way, let's just go ahead and get right on into it.
The most famous political scandal in American history is, of course, Watergate. It's so famous that even now, 50 years after it happened, almost every scandal of any kind comes with an obligatory gate after it. If you ask most people to explain what Watergate was all about, they draw a blank. If they know a bit of history, or perhaps they lived through it, they might say something like,
I think that most people can at least, like, tell you that Watergate was the breaking into DNC property in the Watergate Hotel to wiretap phones, and then the subsequent cover-up that was like blown open by like the New York. I mean, maybe they won't know the New York Post and like Bob Woodward and stuff like that, but they have to know at least like that there was a cover-up, a kidnapping, and the wiretapping, right? Like
this. It was about a bungled break-in that brought down a president. That's true, but the break-in is the least significant part of the story. Watergate was first and foremost a political war between the president, Richard Nixon, and the media, which in those pre-cable days meant ABC, CBS, NBC, the New York Times, and the Washington Post.
Funny that all of these like organizations they put up here are the ones that didn't even like pay attention to the accusations that Bob Woodward was bringing up, and that literally his source, the director of the FBI, was bringing up. Alright, he does have at least one point. Most people are very stupid. But I mean, come on, they know that people broke in and that there was a cover-up at least, right? Like, I refuse to believe that they don't know that there was a cover-up at the very least. Maybe not the kidnapping and the money trail and the FBI and Bob Woodward, but like, at least the basis. Yeah, what I was saying is like, all of these organizations, these news organizations, were focusing on other parts of the election right up until one of the people who were already arrested for the break-in, already like was already going through courts, wrote a letter to the judge saying that there was a large cover-up that happened, and that's when the rest of the media decided to pick it up. Before that, the New York Post and Bob Woodward were literally the only people who were touching it at all.
The media's aim, in the words of British historian Paul Johnson, was to use publicity to reverse the electoral verdict of 1972. Why? What did the media have against Nixon? That's a complex question, but we can essentially boil it down to three things. One, he was despised by the East Coast liberal elite, of which the Washington Press Corps was a key component. Two, he was a staunch anti-communist.
Is this literally... Oh my god. This entire video is going to be like, forget about anything that actually happened during Watergate, though. Like, the kidnappings, everything that I just went over. None of that happened. None of that happened. It's okay. I mean, it all happened, but it didn't matter. It's okay. What actually mattered was that the woke, left, anti-right media wanted communism to take over? Like... Why am I surprised? It's a PragerU video. But like, holy shit. Who brings up communism during Watergate talks?
The media considered the communist threat to be overblown. 3, he refused to abandon South Vietnam. Nixon insisted on a peace with honor. The media was entirely anti-war. Even though Nixon spent most of his adult life in New York and Washington...
I mean, okay, so that last part... absolutely true. Pretty much by that time in like 72, like a large portion of the media was anti-war, and a large portion of the progressives in America, well, I mean pretty much all the progressives in America, but a larger and larger amounts of Americans started to side with progressives of being anti-war, specifically anti-Vietnam War. Like, that war was not a win for us in any sense of the word.
He never fit in. Born in a small town in California, there were no Ivy League degrees on his resume. To make matters worse, while not being a part of McCarthyism, he made his reputation aggressively exposing Alger Hiss, a communist in the U.S. State Department in the late 1940s. After serving as vice president under Dwight Eisenhower for 8 years, he ran against and nearly defeated John F. Kennedy, the paragon of East Coast elitism, in 1960. Then, 8 years later, and much to the media's dismay, Nixon mounted an improbable political comeback to win that year's presidential election. And then, as if rubbing the media's nose in it, he won again in a 49-state landslide in 1972. Something had to be done.
Well, hold on. So, like, is literally this entire thing just going to be talking about, like, Nixon's political career and that accepting that Watergate happened, but just pretending that the only reason that anyone cared or that Nixon should have stepped down was because the media said so? Like, I'm gonna let you in on a hint. If the media blows something up, but it's not actually that big of a deal, there's a 0% chance a president is ever stepping down. Like,
ironically, Nixon's own people provided the opportunity the media had been waiting for. On June 17, 1972, 5 men associated with the Nixon re-election campaign broke into the offices of the Democratic National Committee headquarters in the Watergate office building in Washington, D.C.
And I'm sure that didn't help him with his re-election at all, by the way. I'm sure that this is the only break-in that ever happened with the DNC, and that he didn't have any help getting a 49-state landslide via breaking in, wiretapping, and using his resources to ensure that he won every state he could.
Presumably, they intended to gather information about the Democrats' campaign strategy. Whatever their purpose, it was a painfully dumb plan that turned catastrophic when the burglars were caught in the act and arrested by D.C. police. Nixon found out about it, like everyone else, in the morning papers. Initially, he didn't think it was a big deal. I had been in politics too long, he later wrote, and had seen everything from dirty tricks to vote fraud. I could not muster much moral outrage over a political bugging.
I couldn't muster much political outrage over a political bugging that happened in my favor, is the way that quote needs to end. Like, I couldn't be outraged by the bugging that I knew was going to happen because I'm the one who set it into motion, and also was in my favor.
Today, most would conclude that if he had simply acknowledged his campaign's responsibility, owned it, as we say, fired those responsible and apologized, the whole sorry mess would have been rendered the minor incident it was.
True.
But as historian Evan Thomas noted, Nixon wasn't paying attention, and when he was confronted with the problems below deck, he didn't really engage. By the time he did...
I'm sorry, he wasn't paying attention and he didn't engage. The reason it became a big thing and what the media talked about non-stop was the cover-up that happened after those arrests. Like, if Nixon had come out and been like, yeah, I didn't know this was happening, a lie, and said, like, you know, hey, didn't know what was happening, these people are in my administration, I apologize, there will be a full investigation, yada yada yada, fire him, he would have been fine. The reason that what didn't end up fine for Nixon is they attempted to cover up the connection between those arrested and the direct connections to the Nixon administration. Like, I'm sure that none of that's going to be brought up here, though.
It was too late. So the scandal grew beyond his control. 3 men made sure of that: a publicity-seeking judge, a revenge-seeking FBI official, and a partisan special prosecutor. The judge was John Sirica. Suspecting a vast conspiracy, Sirica threatened the burglars with lifetime prison sentences if they didn't rat out the people who authorized the crime. The media loves Sirica. For a time, he was the most famous jurist in the country. The vengeful official was FBI Deputy Director Mark.
That's okay, so that's not what happened. Like, he obviously told, like, they were obviously told, like, look, you can tell us who sent you here and who, like, why you're here, why you were breaking into the DNC offices to wiretap phones. Like, if you can tell us who's behind that portion of the operation, then obviously you'll get a lighter sentence. That's how plea deals work all the time. Now, I like that he left out the part how it wasn't like the judge said that and then the guy broke down inside of the courtroom and started yelling at. No, like, there was a written letter that one of the guys who was arrested sent out to that judge, that then spurred the media starting to actually care at all.
Mark Felt, known by his code name Deep Throat. Felt thought that he deserved to become the head of the FBI, but Nixon appointed someone else. So Felt leaked a steady stream of tips to the Washington Post writing team of Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. Meeting secretly, he told them where to look and what questions to ask. Without him, the duo would have gotten nowhere. Because of him...
Damn FBI! Exposing crimes! Like, I'm no cop stan, but, like, if you're going to be pointing out one of the good things that the FBI has done, like the deputy director blowing up the Watergate scandal is absolutely one of them. I personally don't care if it was because he was angry that he wasn't the director or not. Like, really don't care. The entire thing that this video is glossing over is that this was all correct, true information that was being given out. Like, this scandal did happen. They did break in. There was a cover-up that was attempted. And Bob Woodward was given information by, oh god, I can't remember, Mark Felt. Was given information by Mark Felt on where to look and what to ask to uncover that cover-up. Like, once again, you can't just go, well, yeah, this bad thing happened, but journalists reported on it, and that means that it was all just to get Nixon out of power? Like, come on.
They became folk heroes.
I'd
With
like
Sirica
to imagine,
applying pressure from the bench
like, their
and Felt
fans
from
aren't this
inside the
stupid
FBI,
either.
the White House defenses began to weaken, then crack, and then shatter. Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox piled on, appointing 34 Democrat lawyers to investigate nearly every aspect of the Nixon administration. In April of 1973, White House counsel John Dean, the chief desk officer of the cover-up, turned on his boss, testifying against the president in Senate hearings before a huge national TV audience.
Are we going to talk about what happened to John Dean's wife at all? Are we going to talk about that? Are we going to talk about how his wife just disappeared from her home, or from their home, like, before he was supposed to testify? And he was then essentially told, like, look, you want your wife back? You know what you gotta do? And he still just went he went ahead and testified anyway. Like, are we just going to ignore that kidnapping entirely? Alright.
As the political jeopardy grew, Nixon naturally became more involved. One biographer wrote, "To Nixon, this was all routine hardball, but really this was quicksand. The more he struggled, the deeper he sank. He was caught in the cover-up. When it emerged that many of Nixon's private conversations were recorded, his fate was sealed. Citing executive privilege, he tried to keep the tapes from Sirica and Congress. On July 24, 1974, the Supreme Court ruled against the president. The support of Republican senators far from assured and deeply concerned that an impeachment trial would paralyze the country in the middle of the Cold War, Nixon was boxed in. He resigned from office on August 9th, the first and only president to do so. The media had its
Let's get this straight. He resigned so he wouldn't be convicted. Like, let's get that part straight, too.
victory and a newfound sense of power. The country has not been the same since. I'm Hugh Hewitt for Prager University.
Like, the end of that video is literally, oh yeah, he did all of it. It was literally on recording. Like, everything he did was very bad, and like, all of this happened. We just won't bring up, like, the specifics of the kidnappings. But also, why would the media report on it, though? It just must be political, like, games. That's all. I mean, he definitely did it, and those were definitely things that he shouldn't have done and were illegal. But come on! Think of the reporters! I hate PragerU videos so fucking much. Like, it's such bold, on-the-face propaganda that, like, I don't get how people sit there and watch these, like, casually. Like, I watch them to do reaction content. But there have to be people out there in the world that sit down and watch PragerU videos for, like, entertainment. Or even worse, to learn something. And that right there is a terrifying thought. Yeah, you know what, Pete, you're right. They might even think Nixon's a Democrat. People are kind of idiots. I try to give people a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, at least when I'm on a recording. Because it comes off like really, really douchey, being like, yeah, they're all idiots, but people are kind of fucking stupid, right? What else we got for today? Right, we gotta do Jeremy complaining about the woke Blues Clues. And maybe Glenn Beck. I might do some Glenn Beck if I'm feeling feisty today. I really need to go to the bathroom, though. So what we're gonna do is play 5 minutes
Josh.
of this while I pee, and I'll be right back.
Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. Oh boy, it's time for more Cooking Simulator. They released a new update that incorporates Oktoberfest, and as you all know, Oktoberfest is the world's largest Volkfest. Held annually in Munich, Bavaria, Germany, it is a 16 to 18 day folk festival running from mid or late September to the first Sunday in October. Oh, Cooking Simulator, you've outdone yourself. Look at these beautiful decorations. Beer kegs, beer steins, pretzels. I just want to be out there right now. How do I get out there? Cookbook, help me. Cookbook? Okay, Glass, you don't want to break, huh? I know how to deal with your type. See, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place this... Oh. Yeah, break all those windows. Take that, TV. Just like every update for Cooking Simulator, they've added new recipes, new items, new stuff, so let's look. This is new, thank God we have red cabbage, or as I like to call it, alien brain. Oh, we've got some potato dumplings, too. Put those in the pile of new stuff. Oh, and look at these fancy new spices. Can't wait to use all of you. And we've also got these fun barrels of beer, which of course I can pick up and just carry around with me. Oh, I've unleashed the beer. Oh God, how do I stop it? How do I stop it? What do I do? Perfect, that's a tomorrow problem. Okay, now that it looks like I let a homeless person in here, let's prep the kitchen. On, open, good to go. Let's make some Oktoberfest food. So today we're gonna make Helles Märzenbier roasted pork, Dunkel's Märzenbier barbecue chicken, and obviously the easiest, currant glazed pork tenderloin with red cabbage and thyme dumplings. Let's start with the roasted pork. Pork shoulder, we're gonna need our bucket for this. Pork shoulder. If I were a pork shoulder, where would I be? Aha, success. We want to make sure we make enough for people. Get it all in there. Pork shoulders a go. Season with cloves and salt. Cloves. Consider yourself seasoned. Okay, we got the salt. Go ahead and throw that right on over there. Okay, we'll just go ahead and just get it all in there. Perfect. Now, cloves is a very strong seasoning. You don't want to use too much of it. Just a dash. Just a spattering. Use all of it. Okay, there we go. 500 grams of cloves in there. Looking good. Transfer pork shoulder to a baking baking tray. Okay, I can do that. I don't feel like that's gonna be big enough for this. I think I need a bigger baking tray. I got just the thing. There we go. That's a much more sizable baking tray, am I right? Okay, easy. Get them, just get them all out there. Bake for 90 seconds. Let's just pick this up and flat screen. Why do all the luscious meats go through you? You know what? Maybe we just need to put this thing in first. Even if I can't use it as a tray, we need it in there for flavoring. Okay, have it your way. Just go hang out. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Just stay up there. What can I use to... Whoa, what the hell is this? Pro cutter. Pro answer to my problems. Just gonna take this pile of pork, delicately put it into the device. Yeah, that was great. That was perfect. Wow, this pork shoulder sure is fresh. This one I think is trying to tell me something. Where are you going, buddy? Okay, well, I'm just gonna let you do your thing. You let me know if you need anything, okay? Okay, glad we understand each other. I'm gonna go kill your friends right now. Are you touching my legs? Stop it. I'll teach you how to do tricks later. Okay, so let's just go ahead and, yep, just get it right in there, okay? See, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. The good stuff-ish. Now that we've got our pork pieces, let's go wave them in front of our pet first. What do you think? What do you think of your brothers and sisters all dead in here? I think that means it's happy. Can I just put this right in the oven from the tray? I hope this tray is made of plastic. Okay, that's cooking, hopefully. Let's go ahead and set our timer here. 90 seconds. Let me know when you're done, okay, timer? Okay, that's probably been about 90 seconds. Mmm, delicious. Oh, God, why? Don't forget that step where you pick up your hot food off the ground like an animal. Okay, there we go. Gotta watch out for that door, or else you gotta do round 2 of picking this crap up off the ground. Okay, we did it. Sprinkle with mustard seeds, drizzle with beer. Mustard seeds? As they say in Germany, muy excelente. And I think it said one of these guys. Now, I know what you're thinking. The cap is still on, but that's not how I do it. Treat it like a steak and you're slaying a vampire. Perfect. Add to baking tray. More beer, star anise. Well, my chosen baking tray is busy right now, also known as the container for that cutting thing, so we're gonna have to get an alternate baking tray going on here. Oven, how are you doing? You look a little worse for wear. Now we're talking baking tray. Unfortunately, I'm almost positive I can't use this thing to actually be a baking tray. So I'm pretty sure the moment I pick this thing up, yeah, it just goes right through. Well, it was a good thought. Really digging these smaller containers though. Let's use this as a baking tray. Put all these little guys right in here. Now it's beer time. Let's just put this bad boy over here and... that's okay. That's what sponges are for.
Right,
go ahead and
kill this out here. I like this guy's videos a lot, but they don't do too well like back to back. It's very good that he puts out a video like once a month or so, because they do not do too great like chained together. Also, I imagine it takes him a massive amount of time to make a lot of his videos, because like that cooking one, easy make, but like some of the videos where he builds giant roller coaster parks and shit like that, and crazy rafts and even when you're in creative mode, would still take you forever to do. On top of like coming up for ideas with content. With ideas for content. That's how that sentence should have been said. Oh boy. Alright. For those of you who have also been diving deep into the hate pits with me, you'll know that there was a Blues Clues Pride song that came out like a few days ago that honestly was an okay little song. Like it's just normal like kids show shit. It's just like when Cartoon Network did their pro pride stuff and their like anti-racism stuff. It just has a message of accept everyone behind it, and then just a cute little song and animation. And immediately when I saw it, I went, oh god, oh no. Right-wingers are gonna be so pissed about this. It's gonna be woke Cartoon Network all over again. And like fucking clockwork, I get a notification on my trash channel, the channel I use to watch all the videos on stream, so I don't get my real channels recommended. It's all fucked up. I get a notification that Jeremy from the Quartering has immediately posted a video complaining about the about the Pride song. And I mean, I haven't watched it, but I'm going to assume he's complaining about the woke left indoctrinating your kids to try to have sex with them or whatever he's going to call the woke left a bunch of pedophiles, and then he'll like essentially dance around calling everyone in the LGBTQ movement a pedophile. Like, that is what's going to happen. I'm Babe Ruth calling my shot right here, right now. But before we take a look at Jeremy's video, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to watch what all these right-wingers are freaking out and complaining about in the first place. Like, let's see, at least, just so you can see the gravity of the situation that we're dealing with.
Hey, Blue, look at all these families. Hi, families. It's time for a pride parade. Families marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. This family has two mommies. They love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big parade.
The woke left wants you to know that it's okay. The woke left wants to indoctrinate your kids to believe that it's okay for families to love each other, brother. It's not okay for families to love each other.
Families marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. This family has two daddies. They love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big parade. Come on, friends. Families.
How dare you show my son a bear in a pride top hat, brother? That bear right there cannot love that other bear. That other bear is a man. He needs to fight for his dominance.
He's marching three by three, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching three by three, hurrah, hurrah. These Babas are non-binary. They love each other so proudly, and they all go.
You know, I didn't notice that before, although non-binary dolphin, like non-binary disabled dolphin is like, it is something I never thought I'd see before, but I'm all here for it. I love it. Let me look up Babas real quick, because I thought that meant like grandma. Okay, hold on. Not Alibaba. Doesn't Baba mean grandma? Yeah. Yeah. It's like Slavic. Yeah, okay. So, let's look up dolphin then. What's Baba dolphin mean? Guys, am I just an idiot? What's happening? What the fuck where are they Babas?
Marching in the big parade.
Maybe they're grandma and grandpa.
Families marching 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. Trans members of this family all love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big parade. Come join the fun.
I would like to remind you, by the way, that people are upset about this. Like, this is a video where it's literally a bunch of animals holding up flags, and they're like, yeah, all these family members love each other because they're still a family. And it doesn't matter if they have 2 dads or 2 moms, or if they have a trans brother or sister. Like, they all love each other. Or if they have, like, non-binary family members that are disabled dolphins. Like, even if you got Donnie the disabled dolphin, you all love each other because you're a family that cares. People are upset about this.
Families marching 5 by 5, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 5 by 5, hurrah, hurrah. Some people choose their family. They love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big parade.
Also, I want to take notice that no one's had any problem with Blue's Clues and, like, Blue being part of, is it still Steve? Because it's Steve when I was a kid, like the green shirt dude. Like, there was no problem with them being part of a family, even though Blue's a dog and one of the other parts of their family is a talking teacup. Like, no other problems here. It's literally just specifically when gay people are allowed to choose their family that it's a problem, right?
Families marching 6 by 6, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 6 by 6, hurrah, hurrah.
Yo, the internet has broken my brain, dude. When I'm looking at this, this shark sitting there smiling with the pride flag, I'm like, blahage. That was the first thing that came in my head was, that's a blahage right there. It's a good blahage, good boy.
Ace, Bi, and Pan grown-ups, you see, can love each other so proudly. And they all go marching in the big parade. Oh, yeah! Families marching 7 by 7, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 7 by 7, hurrah, hurrah.
Like,
All
tell me that
families
cat's
are
not
made
adorable.
differently. They love each other so proudly. And they all go marching in the big parade. Families marching 8 by 8, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 8 by 8, hurrah, hurrah. This house is a family of kings and queens. They love each other so proudly, and they all go
Like-
marching in.
Yo, that llama's got like a little cast on. See, this is fucking adorable, guys. I don't know. How could anybody be angry after watching this? Like, even if you're like homophobe bigot that absolutely hates gay people in the Pride Parade, how can you be mad at, like, this family has kings and queens and they're so happy together and one of them's a little llama with a fucked up leg? Like, how do you walk out of this upset? This was, like, engineered in a lab to make you smile.
Parade, let's celebrate! Families marching 9 by 9, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 9 by 9, hurrah, hurrah. Allies to the queer community can love their queer friends so proudly, and they all go marching in the big.
How dare you acknowledge that there can be allies to the queer community, brother? How dare you say to my little son that even if he's straight, he can still be a good friend to his gay friend? How dare you push that down his throat? My son's gonna grow up knowing that if he knows a gay person, he needs to treat him like shit. Like, once again, how do you come out of this upset?
Big parade! Families marching 10 by 10, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 10 by 10, hurrah, hurrah. Love is love, you see, and everyone should love proudly, and we'll all go marching in the big parade. Wow! Thanks, Blue. Happy Pride Month.
Like, that is what people are so upset by. That's what people are talking about. The woke left pushing propaganda to your kids, brother. That's what they're so upset by. And, like, technically this is propaganda in the just definitional sense of the word. It is a piece of media meant to persuade you towards something. Just like a Coke commercial is propaganda for Coke, this was propaganda for acceptance. Like, where propaganda is a problem and it becomes a colloquial term as a problem and has that more negative connotation that people put with it when they hear it, is things like military propaganda and propaganda, even, more towards like the Coke side too. Propaganda that isn't meant to do anything beneficial or helpful to people or society as a whole. Either is just there to help a very select few people, or in a much, much, much worse scenario, is there exclusively to help your government, justify its actions. That's where it gets the more negative connotations from. So, like, if someone says this is propaganda, technically they're right, but that's not what they meant. They're right in technicalities, but not right in spirit or meaning at all. But now that we have that bit of a basis here, so you know exactly what it is that Jeremy will be talking about, let's go ahead and see what I'm sure is a very calm and measured response from the quartering on this Blue's Clues episode. That's definitely not going to be him freaking out that LGBTQ people exist and there was a cartoon that said that you should be okay with them existing and treating them okay.
Families marching 5 by 5, hurrah, hurrah.
What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. Ugh. You think I am like, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Ugh.
All right, that was actually a decent little edit there. That's actually a decent little edit there. Alex Jones was right. They're turning the frogs gay, brother. My entire internet career has been wrong, and we have seen the gay frogs.
Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny.
Some people choose their family. They love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big hooray.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I want to first and foremost start by wishing everybody a happy Memorial Day, and by showing the utmost respect.
I'm sorry, this is weird to stop and comment on because people change their backgrounds all the time, but didn't he used to have a whole bunch of display? I think it was called Displate was the people who sponsored him, and he had a shit ton of metal posters that up behind him and game stuff like that. What the fuck happened to that? Why does he just have a couple of random spinning planet models and then a Nintendo 64 box up there now?
To those who
did he get dropped
have
by
served
Displate?
and paid the ultimate
I
price
hope he got dropped
for this
by
country,
Displate.
Their friends, their families, those that supported them, please know that their sacrifice is honored, and always this country will be indebted to them. And I hope that you enjoy your long weekend. I'm honoring those who served by working, because I know there's a lot of people out there that still have.
Is he shaming people for not working on the day that their bosses gave them off right now? Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, people are happy that they don't have to work on a Monday and they got a long weekend because of the Memorial Day holiday. That's the weird. You know what? It was the same type of people, at least on the left and lib side. I don't know about Jeremy's side because I don't really hang out with Republicans or anything too often. But it was the same people, there's the same type of shaming that happens every Memorial Day and every Veterans Day that you get for when people were shaming people for literally going to the grocery store during COVID at the beginning of this. It was libs that were doing that, not conservatives. But it's the same type of shit. It's something that was literally unavoidable, didn't actually hurt anybody at all, and you were doing what everyone else had to and was doing. Yet, it's a time to virtue signal and talk about, in this case, just how much you're gonna honor those vets because you're gonna work. Bro, you make 4 to 5 YouTube videos a day that are 9 to 10 minutes long of you literally looking at news articles and struggling to read them. Your work is literally you sitting down to record for, I'm going to assume, because he doesn't do multiple takes, you can fucking tell. I'm going to assume about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then even if I'll say that Jeremy doesn't have an editor and he's the one that does it, maybe an hour's worth of editing because he's just cutting the beginning and leveling the audio and then putting his meme shit in the front. and that is if he doesn't have an editor and he's doing it himself, which I highly doubt. I'm fairly certain that he does have an editor, if I remember right. So, like, to say you're honoring the troops by making a couple of videos where you complain about woke Blues Clues, that's such a fucking pathetic virtue signal.
Day jobs that they have to work today. Maybe truckers are out there still on the road, delivery drivers, a lot of people out there still grinding. And so I shall grind along with thee. Now, there is a lot of outrage over a new Blues Clues episode that featured, or a short or a video or something, about the Pride Parade. As you don't know, hilariously, we get Memorial Day, but Pride Month. I guess which one sells more garbage probably matters there. But we're about to enter Pride.
Bro, like, yeah, you get Pride Month, the same reason you get Black History Month. There wasn't a point in history where veterans were, like, not allowed to own homes and shit. Or, hey, let's talk. You want to talk about veterans, and he does literally the same thing during Black History Month, by the way. I know this because it's on my channel. Go check out my other videos. Like, let's talk about veterans. Like, the reason there's a Black History Month, and, like, well, one of the reasons there's a Black History Month, part of the discrimination that was faced was if you were a black veteran, you didn't get your GI Bill. Like, you didn't get any of those benefits. Like, Black History Month, Pride Months, like, any history month, stuff like that, exists because the country that they're that they started in, were historically oppressing them, and they exist to show that you have pride in what you are, who you are. That's why the parades are a big thing in the first place anyway. Like, after Stonewall, those parades started up, and, like, well, they started as protests and marches, started up to show that, no, we are part of the community, we're proud of who we are, and we're not going away. Like, there's reasons why things get days and why things get months. Now, don't get me wrong, being able to sell merch also helps. But do you honestly think that like, if there was a Memorial Month, there wouldn't be companies selling merch during all of it? When literally you can go and look at shit like Black Rifle Coffee and, like, all kinds of brands that like to pander to right-wingers, and you'll see them cashing in on Memorial Day just like any other company on any other set of holidays. I literally got a Bass Pro Shop mailer sent to me, like, a couple of weeks ago for a Memorial Day sale where they were talking about, like, their sales on guns and shit. It's ridiculous to act like this isn't something that happens all around. And that's just one of the gross things that happens when you live under capitalism.
Pride Month, or otherwise known as Cringe Month, where billion-dollar super huge mega corporations attempt to pander to the LGBTQ community as well as their many allies to sell products. We've seen this with Skittles, we've seen this with cereal, all this stuff. Pander. They don't really care.
He was also very upset about the Pride Legos too, by the way. Like, that there was that video came out like a few weeks, or like a week ago, I think he put it out, where it's literally just a Lego that has the pride flag, like, colors, and then, like, the trans Lego has a hair, has some women's hair and some, like, manly features, but it's still just a flat piece of plastic, so you can't really tell all that much. Yeah, he was upset about that too. So
that Nike cares. I've got a bridge to sell you. It's like that famous meme where they're like, "Hey, F capitalism," and then the same person's on the other side with, like, a rainbow flag, and they're like, "Oh," that's what this whole month is. Now, I think there's always a fine line. I think society as a whole, I believe, at least in the West, I should say, is largely accepting of the LGBTQ community. There are pockets of people that are intolerant, and that sucks. But
Oh yeah, by
The
the
reality
way,
is,
if you didn't know, Jeremy here has started to try to enter a new arc where he's trying to ignore all the transphobic shit he's done and said in the past, ignore all the homophobic shit he's done and said in the past, ignore pretty much all of that history that he's had railing against the LGBTQ movement, and is now trying to act like he's an ally for it because he's realized that he is 100% on the losing end of that war, and that if he wants to continue to keep up viewership, he has to at least try to wash himself of that history a little bit while still appealing to the transphobes in his audience.
I don't think. I think this, the West has come a long way for in terms of tolerance and things like that. That said, one area of major contention is when you're talking about putting this kind of programming in children's television shows, in particular Blue's Clues. Caused a lot of outrage because, well, they put a warning in front of Disney rides. They put a warning in front of all their Disney movies. But, there was no warning in front of this episode in case.
For what are those warnings for, Jeremy? It's so convenient that you leave out the warnings are for things like a bunch of crows that are caricatures of black people, or warnings for things like sorry, 1 second. Warnings for things like pirates, like the rides in the Pirates of the Caribbean where there's rape pirates, and warnings for God, I think it was like a Looney Tunes thing that people were freaking out about recently, that that there's old depictions of rape and stuff like that in it. Yeah, those warnings should exist. Now tell me why there should be a warning that there's going to be a song that says, yeah, it's okay for a family to have two moms and love each other. Everyone is happy and loves each other. Why does that require the same type of warning, Jeremy? Do you think that saying that two dads can love each other and love their son or daughter or whatever is equivalent to literally naming a crow Jim Crow?
Parents wanted to be there with their children and observe exactly what was going on. Now, it was an episode or a video featuring a famous drag queen. Obviously, I don't know who that is, but apparently it's a famous drag queen carrying what appears to be a BLM scepter and a wide variety of LGBTQ animals.
What? A BLM?
And they sing a song about pride and all this.
BLM? What the fuck is he talking about? I didn't notice it. Oh, let's go back and see if I missed something. I don't remember her saying or doing anything about BLM. What? Come on, skip forward for me. I just want to see the person. Oh, okay, there's a little fist there. It's it's a microphone. It's a microphone with the Black Power fist. Okay. Yeah, it's not BLM. That's just the Black Power fist. But, okay, it's a little microphone. I get it. I didn't even notice that before. Did I close out the video I was reacting? I'm such a fucking idiot. Holy shit. Holy shit.
About pride and all this kind of stuff. Look, I don't have a strong opinion one way or another. I wouldn't be letting my kids watch anything that modern television had to offer these days because I don't trust any of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with preaching tolerance whatsoever, but there is a questionable, there's an ongoing debate right now in terms of how much should we be showing kids? How much should we be worried about, programming children? And I think that's a reasonable conversation to have. I think parents,
Right, so that's sure, it's a reasonable conversation to have. It's where you're having the conversation around. This is literally a video that's just talking about how it's okay for people to be happy and live with their families no matter who their family is and what their orientations are, even if it is a family that you chose rather than being born into. Like, this is pretty basic level stuff that you'd want to teach kids. This is like saying that you shouldn't, programming children to understand math because they watched a video where they said 2 + 2 = 4. Or programming children to understand Spanish because Dora the Explorer exists. Like, yeah, kids pick up on things, and that's the point of their programming. But, like, the reason you used words like kids being programmed and things like that rather than, kids learning or absorbing is because it invokes a more negative emotion out there. Like, it's not programming when it's talking about a mom and a dad who love each other and their daughter or son or whatever very much. But it is programming when it's talking about two moms that love their son or daughter or whatever very much. Or Donnie the disabled NB dolphin.
Bear responsibility and what they let their children watch. And to be honest, I'd probably be more likely to let my kids watch anime than anything produced in the West right now. Because you just never know. Blue's Clues put out this episode.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Like, it'd have to be kids anime, right? He's talking about, like, Digimon and shit, right? Like, there's no chance you'd let your kids watch anime over Blue's Clues, bro. Most anime is not for children. Like, just because it's animated does not mean it's for children. Like, you put on an episode of Blue's Clues for your kid, and then put on an episode of Goblin Slayer for your kid, and see which one they come out, more mentally okay after. I'm willing to bet after they see Blue sing about the Pride Parade, they aren't going to be as freaked out as when the goblins rape the woman at the start of the anime.
Which, of course, is by far their most popular video in a very long time. And you can see that it is quite divisive, receiving 31,000 upvotes, but 15,000 downvotes. And throughout the video, you have this Nina West character, who's a famous drag queen. Okay, good for her. But then you have weird stuff like, the BLM fist and, all sorts of things
That's a black power fist, but I wouldn't expect fucking Mayo Hambley over here to know that that's not just BLM, that's just a black power fist, but whatever.
A lot of children probably either don't know about, don't need to know about, or aren't ready for. And I think
like
that
what?
I understand why parents might be upset about this.
We played the video before this. What is it that they aren't ready for and aren't ready to understand? That two people love each other and their family very much, and that this family is full of kings and queens and they love each other so fondly or whatever. Like, but there's a reason he's not playing the video, by the way. There's a reason he's just skipping through it. Because it's way, way harder to defend any position of like, well, the kids are just being programmed and they're not ready to see the things that they're seeing on this. When you actually play it and you just see, oh, it's just, they're literally just singing about people loving each other. Okay.
The mainstream media, of course, loved it. You see, of course, Mary Sue. Blue's Clues hosts a Pride Parade sing-along with drag racist
the
Nina West.
mainstream media.
Wow.
Every time this dude says mainstream media, he pulls up, like, the Mary Sue or Salon.com and shit like that. Like, what does mainstream media mean to these people? Because the Mary Sue is a very small news site, and, like, you will never see a Mary Sue article unless you're literally going out and looking up progressive issues to either read articles about or to cover. Like, Mary Sue isn't an organization that you just bump into.
If you're looking for a fun, kid-friendly way to celebrate Pride, then Nickelodeon's and Blue's Clues have just the ticket. Now, we've seen Nickelodeon venture far more into the politics side, releasing cringe, like, Nickelodeon News, where they talk about white privilege and things like that. I don't think that we should be imposing these ideas on young children right now. First of all, they don't understand it. They can't understand it. And second of all,
they don't understand
I don't
that
think
people
that,
love each other, guys.
A cartoon is the best way to have that
Like-
conversation, but that's just me. Some parents think it's fine. 31,000 parents like that video. Blue's Clues, the long way.
Like, the kids don't understand that people love each other and that they can be a family and love each other. Like, it's such a ridiculous baby balling fist up argument, because it's literally just, I don't like that LGBTQ people exist, and the fact that Blue's Clues is showing that they exist to my children is making it harder for me to turn them into bigots. Like, that's literally what the entire argument is here. There's nothing complex at all about what I just showed you.
Kids show staged an animated Pride Parade sing-along hosted by Nina West using the tune The Ants Go Marching. West sings afloat by showcase a parade of animals representing the LGBTQIA+ community spectrum. There are non-binary dolphins, trans beavers, bi sheep, and a host of animals with various disabilities. Now, I do think that a message of inclusion, like, look, when kids are in elementary school and they see a kid in a wheelchair.
Did he even watch this shit? He didn't watch it. I guarantee you he didn't watch it.
Deformity. Maybe they're missing a hand or something like that. I think that these are things that I wish kids would react better to.
Right. So what if, like, you said that you had 3 gay black dads, right? So would you also like it if, I don't know, kids in elementary school didn't make fun of people who had 2 dads or 3 dads, or specifically in your case, had 3 dads that all were existent at the same time in like a 3-way relationship or something, and also were an entirely different race than you? Like, wouldn't you also like it to not be made fun of for that? Because that definitely wasn't a lie that you told to try to cover up how racist and homophobic you are.
You're young, you see somebody different, and so what's natural is they get ostracized and discriminated against by the other kids, which sucks. I'm not sure toddlers are really worried about running into a lot of non-binary folks in elementary school, or drag queens if their parents are, not taking them to story time. But overall, I think the message is fine. Love is love, you see, and everyone should love proudly. This is a fine message. But I do understand with a lot of parents, wondering what exactly happened to my cartoons? What exactly happened to Blue's Clues?
So wait, why do you understand it then? If you at the start of this said you understood it because it was a message that children couldn't understand and couldn't process, but now that you have literally read the line and you're like, well, I agree with the message and that the children could process it. So it's not complicated. It's a good message. Then how do you understand it? Literally the only point that you understand it from is from the point of a bigot who is angry that his kids now see other people as existing as other people.
Blue's Clues teams up with drag queen Nina West for Pride Month. A new sing-along for the preschool crowd posted to Nickelodeon's YouTube channel this week shows a beloved cartoon pup in a sing-along about families, including a cartoon version of drag queen crooning about all the different kinds of families, including those with trans, non-binary, and so on parents. The family has 2 mommies. They love each other so proudly, and they go marching in the big parade, West sings, as the family depicted as different animals, including alligators, cats, and bears.
Why is he reading it? Like,
all families.
Why is he reading this over again? He literally read the same shit in a different article. Like, he needed to pad this out for another 2 minutes, so he pulled up another article.
She also sings in the video, which racked up 17,000 likes as of Saturday.
Such a grifter.
Again, I think a lot of this can be
ridiculous.
If this kind of stuff offends you, I understand, and you should really just not be watching any mainstream television these days. You just don't know what's going on. I guess, the overwhelming reaction appears to be positive, with many taking to social media to praise Blue's Clues for being progressive and taking proactive steps to teach kids about different family structures in a fun, catchy way that appeals
What
to young children.
auctions is... Hold on. I don't really care about what this dude's saying anymore. What auctions is this dude involved in that he's downloaded all these Excel files? Like, auction insights, campaign auction? Like, what the fuck are these? And that, like, an MP4 at the end, what does that say? Like, Neville? Nexit? Levitt? I can't see it. It's too tiny. Wait. It's been bothering me the entire time and I just haven't said anything. But, like, who the fuck records a video and has their browser still have their downloads showing up at the bottom, bro? Like, Jeremy is such a weird, lazy creature. It constantly amazes me just, like, how little forethought and effort goes into anything that he does or makes.
Call that propaganda. I think ultimately parents probably need to be more involved in what their kids are watching and having more conversations with their kids. I think the days are long gone of just plopping your kid down in front of television or Nickelodeon.
You never should have been doing that.
Being able to trust what was on there as something that you would inherit.
You never should have just been sitting your kids down in front of TVs and just walking away and acting like that was their babysitter. Like, that was a problem no matter what was on the TV the entire time. Like, this isn't a revolutionary thing that you're saying here. And it's not because, though, you just can't trust what the woke left is going to put on your television anymore. No, it's because you should be interacting with your child and helping them develop. You fucking lazy shithead.
Inherently approve of. Those days are long gone as Nickelodeon has gotten far more political. You see shows like Teen Titans and all this stuff putting in BLM messaging into kids' stuff. Kids aren't ready for that, in my opinion, and that's a conversation that parents should have with their children, not a cartoon dog. And the only way you can really deal with this is by simply not watching it, by getting more involved in what your kids watch and making sure they don't watch stuff from channels that, who is this for?
Also, yes, get involved in what your kids watch. Like, yes, once again, you shouldn't just be fucking plopping your kids down in front of the iPad or the TV and just letting it run and, like, not trying to see what they're watching, what they're doing. I get it. Life is busy. But, like, that's kind of an expectation of something that you need to do, especially with a preschool age kid, like before the age of where they're going to school and like coming home at different times and shit. Like, sure, I can see you not knowing what your kid watched when he came home from like 5th, 6th, whatever, some random grade number, and you were at work for the next 2 hours. Like, I can see that. But you should be involving yourself with your children more than just giving them a television or an iPad to entertain themselves with anyway.
This episode was written for 30-year-old members of the LGBTQ community to like and retweet it. It wasn't written for the children, I hope. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. There's nothing inherently wrong.
It was written for, like, don't get me wrong. They knew 100% that it would get liked and retweeted by older members of the LGBTQ community because youth activism is a very important part of that. Like, being told that you are an okay person, like, despite who you're attracted to and things like that. Like, being told that it's not the devil's work to be being into gay people is important for, like, adolescents who are have homosexual feelings and shit like that. Like, it's really, really important outreach, especially for like trans youth activists. Like, hearing from someone who's been in your position and them being able to help you along and give you advice, things like that are incredibly important. So yeah, it was going to get liked and retweeted by the older members of the community because they liked it and because they're, into youth activism for those reasons. But, like, saying it wasn't made for children is kind of ridiculous. It didn't have any high, lofty concepts. Literally, it was just about how people love each other and that everyone can love each other, whether it's two moms or two dads. This is, like, literally the same type of programming existed when I was a kid, except instead of, they just didn't include non-binary and trans people. Like, this isn't some giant, crazy shift where the woke left are trying to indoctrinate your kids. This is just the window shifting and right-wingers not being happy that they can't be open bigots anymore. And that it's less likely that their children will be open bigots.
Along with the message, but the questions are, for me, are around, like, is this, are preschoolers ready for all of this? They don't even understand about their own bodies and things like that. And we got to, have this stuff going on in Blue's Clues. I wouldn't let my kids watch anything produced in the modern West, but if you are, if you're inclined to, then I guess that's on you. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll
guess
talk
that's
again
on
soon.
you. Like, even when he's trying to do the fake LGBTQ ally shit, he is so fucking smug and, like, pedantic. Oh my god. There's nothing in that children wouldn't be able to understand. Like, there's nothing in that is indoctrinating your children into anything. It's literally just saying that love and acceptance is okay. And that's it. Like, the whole children just aren't ready to hear that, they just don't understand, they aren't ready to hear this thing, is just a deflection that right-wingers use when they know they have a shit argument and they just want to go, think of the kids, they're dumb. Oh boy. Okay, we'll do my last reaction on a different day. I'm just gonna save this Glenn Beck shit for a different day. Oh, I'm tired a little bit. Let me grab some water real quick and then we're gonna video game. Video games! Sorry, I just changed my title a little bit. We aren't doing Black Desert because I do not have time for that. I only got like 40 minutes of games in me. So we're going to boot my Steam and see where I go. I still don't know what that thing with Baba and Dolphin was, though. Maybe it was like Grandma and Grandpa, like, maybe they were talking about that, but never got an answer. Oh boy, okay. No, I can't do Conan Exiles either, because that will take a long time too. Like, there's nothing short to do in Conan. Damn it, I really want to play some Conan too. I bought it on over the weekend while it was on sale, and it's really fun. I'm enjoying myself a lot. No, my controller's not over there, so I can't Fall Guys either. Fuck. Fucking bullshit. I'll play a couple matches of Paladins. How about that? Go ahead and play some Paladins. And if anyone wants to talk politics while I'm playing, like, I got my chat up, just shoot me a question and I will be happy to answer. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a socialist. I voted Democrat in the last election just because Donald Trump was going to kill this fucking country. But no, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm actually a member of the DSA. Just waiting for Paladins to launch, and we will be a go. I don't know why I keep getting notifications. Weird. Come on. Just work with me. Sorry, just getting some music going so you don't have nothing while I'm playing. Well, I mean, I'll still be talking, obviously. Honestly, we don't really need automation for socialism to work. Automation obviously makes socialism more efficient. But what was really required would be a radical shift on consumption as well. Like, the way that we consume currently is untenable without full-on automation, even with the workers that we currently have. And honestly, resource-wise, it's still fairly untenable. But I mean, yeah, I'm a socialist, but I honestly end up pushing for a lot of SOCDEM policies a lot of the time because I'm a pragmatist at the end of the day. So, like, my ideal society would be something towards, like, anarcho-communism, but I also don't have the delusion that we're, like, around the corner from that or anything. So, oh, hey, my game's up. So, I end up pushing a lot more for, like, reform, strong unionization, higher taxes, bigger social safety net, stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not a socialist because it's cool. I'm a socialist because I want to help people, you know what I mean? Is there a new battle pass? There is. I am not paying for this battle pass. How's the skin, though? I want to see it. That's a whack skin, too. Fuck that. Yeah, the Nordic model's decent. The only problems that I have with SOCDEMs and, like, Nordic model stuff like that is you end up having to just export your exploitation elsewhere. Like I said, for our current rate of consumption to continue, and for, like, your economy to continue to be able to build up the way it has in, like, Norway and Sweden, you still have to be exporting a lot of your labor needs and a lot of the dirt that you're going to end up doing to back that into the global south and, like, in some cases, like, Asian countries. But, I mean, nothing's perfect. Like, don't ever let somebody, if, like, they have a critique or two of socialism or SOCDEM policies like that, doesn't mean that the entire system is bunk. It just means that, Grover. It just means that, that there are things to improve on and that there's something to have a discussion about. Like, don't get me started on fucking socialism and, like, socialists' love affair with authoritarians, dude. It's nuts. You know, where's my browser at? I just realized that. Your chat is supposed to be showing up on my on the stream, and it isn't. There we go. I don't know why it was trying to silence you. We will not let it silence. Oh, it's way broken now. Holy shit. Whoops. We'll put it out like that here. Yeah, I don't know why I was trying to silence you. By the way, if you guys haven't played Paladins before, I would highly suggest it. I like it more than I like Overwatch, like a lot actually. And you don't have to support Blizzard. I think you're still supporting Epic though, so it's not much better. But like, at least you aren't. At least you don't have to deal with like Blizzard and their bullshit. Plus, I think this game is a bit balanced a bit better, and they have more unique characters. Idiot. All right, we're gonna lose. As long as people keep on walking in like a straight line, we will not win this. Especially with half of our team being backline. So, the mans, what, like, so what do you identify with politically? Like, do you sit more like Democrat or like kind of an... I have a feeling you're more of an independent than anything. Fucking Octavia bubbles. Woo! They throwing some heat. Got her. Why is the tank abandoning me? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh god. Oh, he's dead. Stop her! Damn it. I need Haven and my next Chronos. Shit, and kill to heal. Let's go, boys. Let me know if there is no one here. What am I doing? Let me know if the music gets too loud or anything, by the way. Androxus, back out! What the... I like playing with my roommate a lot more than I like playing pubs, though. Because, I mean, like, it's people you know. Plus, my roommate's not a bad tank. He is not. He's a way better DPS than anything, though. Like, his fucking DPS is killer. And there we go with an Androxus just throwing away his life. Fucking ridiculous. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna stand right here. Go, boy. Shit. I should have played Furia. Grover's really, really good. Like, I'm gonna have a ton of healing done, but I don't have any stuns or anything to get solo kills out. And you can't exactly solo carry without any healer besides Furia or Ceres. No, live, buddy! Oh, shit. Just anytime, quick Grover tip, if you ever get picked up by literally anything, damn it, I shouldn't have walked into that. But if you get, like, you start getting hit by anything, just vine. Vine up and get yourself bouncing. It'll at least, like, make their aim harder to hit you. I'm gonna have a ton of healing by the end of this. These guys suck dick, dude. Oh my god. Live, buddy! No! Live! I'm just gonna try to hide in this corner. We might be able to pull this around, boys. If I need to die again so I can buy items, though. Okay, not actually, though. Fuck. Next level card rise has got to be. Okay, let's go. Live, boyos! Damn it. God damn it. I mean, we're probably going to lose, but we might be able to pull it around still. Who knows? Like, we're only behind by 5. As long as we make a crazy comeback. Nope, we're going to lose. I forgot we have assassins that keep on just diving in the back line to die. I don't know what her plan was. Someone kill this fucking Octavia, dude. What the hell? Like, Jesus. Stop feeding kills, Androxus, please. Please. Nope, you're not going to. Cool. Fucking ridiculous, dude. I swear every time I play a pug match of anything, I start thinking more and more about me being a, like, humanist. Like, God, we suck at everything we do. Fuck, we suck at everything we do. I almost did 100,000 healing that round, and we didn't win. Ridiculous, dude. Ludicrous. Ugh. Ugh. I like this. I like the beachside Octavia skin because she got a water gun and she got a little squirt bottle there. I like that. What time is it? I got time for another couple matches. Word. Is one of my friends on? No, okay. I was gonna say, word, I gotta get more gold and shit, but no. What were the shadow? Oh, right. It was the dude being added. Right. Not this guy. This is just a skin for Buck because it's summer. They added a ninja boy who like has a smoke screen and poison and shit, I think. Actually, I don't know exactly what he does. Vatu. It has explosives that stick to people and deal a small amount of damage and additional damage when they explode. He has a dash and a teleport. His damage is really high, though. Like, really high. If you'll notice, I don't really play damage or flank very much. If I do, it's like Buck or Vora. I like tanking a lot. Like, I play a lot of Yagarath and Ruckus. And then I play a lot of Furia and Grover. I really like Io, too, just because she's more active and poppy. But, like, Furia and Grover are just beasts, dude. Tank-wise, like I said, I'm really a big fan of Ruckus and Yagarath. But I like Barrack a decent bit, too. I'd like Makoa if I didn't suck. If I could hit those hooks, bro, oh, I would love Makoa. But I can't hit my hooks to save my life. So I play things that I'm good at, like healers. Each according to their ability and all that, you know?
Siege. Select your champion.
I don't want to, you know, I'll play Furia. Fuck, I was gonna say I don't want to play Furia right now, but I do. I really do. What do you need to get... Can someone answer this? What do you need to get Golden Furia? Is it like 20? Because I thought I already had enough mastery. I looked it up and it said like 12. My mastery level is 16. So... I want Golden Furia so bad though, dude. Come on. There we go. Do we have a Vatu? No, they have a Vatu. Okay. You'll get to see what Vatu does at least then. I really need to make breakfast too. I just realized I haven't eaten yet. This is not how you take care of yourselves, if you're wondering, by the way, boys. Don't sit around and just drink water instead of eating. Like, you should eat. No, really like... Ah, shit. What should I do? I think I'm gonna have a bagel or something. No, we're out. Fuck. I'll figure something out. Why is this loading screen taking so long? I can only stall for so long. Holy shit. I need to figure out how I'm gonna get my browser looking not stretched too. Like, that's probably the best I can do. There's the heal one, Jesus. We're gonna need to... Oh, fuck, they have 2 healers. I really hope they buy Cauterize, because, like, if we don't get Cauterize, we're fucked, dude. They have 2 healers out that heal mass amounts of people at the same time. Like, we absolutely have to get Cauterize. Oh, I guess we have 2 tanks, though. Alright, never mind. Apparently, we're just gonna win no matter what. Let's go. Let's go, big dick boys! I really like Paladins. Like, if anybody in the community ever wants to play Paladins with me, yo, just send me a message. I will add you on Steam and we'll play. Like, I fucking love this game, dude. I get mad sometimes when I'm playing and, like, have to take a break and, you know, step back. Just because it's a competitive game and I'm a very competitive person. But, like, this game is so fun. And I legit think it's a lot better than Overwatch is. Plus, I really like shooters, but I'm not good at them. Like, I'm an okay shot, but nothing crazy. So what this allows me to do is have abilities and, like, other ways that I can help my team and still play. And not only still play, but be a very useful, like, part of the team. I mean, I almost did 100,000 healing that last round. Like, that's huge. If this is just a game where I could just shoot, I would have been useless. Do they not have a tank? They don't have a tank. That's why they're dying so quick. I don't know why I didn't realize that they didn't have a tank when I looked at it and saw the two healers. That's why they're getting melted. This is going to be such an easy win. I've won games with no tank. But you have to be like, no tank, one healer, 4 hard DPS, or like, some flanks thrown in, and like really high tier DPS characters for it to work out. Is anybody else coming to help? I'm really glad that our tanks are running around the back line, not tanking. Very good, very good. God, we're gonna have to win these as single pushes, aren't we? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, get on the point and push the fucking thing. Well, I'm not dying for fucking something we couldn't win. Yeah, we're gonna win these literally one at a time. Okay, whatever. Yo, if you do not buy Carterize, I swear to God. Do you not have the reload thing either? Buy reload and Carterize. How do you play Tyra like that? Like, Tyra's the main DPS that I play. But you need to start with Deft Hands and Carta, or it's a useless-ass character, dude. Or at least get a Chronos so you can grenade more often. And they've got Nimble and Morale Boost? Fucking idiots, dude. Actually low IQ move. Like, legitimately a low IQ move. Well, yeah, they're focusing me out now. We might lose this because we have tanks that are running around the back line, DPS that are running around the sides, and no one on point. I fucking hate the people who play this game, dude. Like, I love the game, but goddamn. No shit, you're literally the two tanks not standing on the objective. Like, fucking idiots. Especially when one's barrack. Like, put your shield down, put your turrets down, and stop moving, turret boy. Like, straight up shut up and dribble. Unironically, shut up and dribble. I wish I was playing Grover right now. I like Grover so much. His Q heal just feels so good when you watch, like, literally everyone around you heal up. And, like, in situations like these, like, who do I heal? One of them has to die. And it's gonna be the guy that got out of my line of sight. Shit, the dragon's around somewhere. I say, I heard the dragon, I knew it. Someone help me! Oh, they're all dead. Well, it was either die of the dragon or die of the fucking gnat. At least I died pushing the objective. Been really enjoying these, like, daytime streams, though. Like, it makes me tired as hell throughout the rest of the day. But, like, I like being able to make content and do it, like, 2-3 times a week instead of that once a week I was doing on Saturdays, you know? Only thing that has been killing me is it makes it so I can't, I haven't been able to make any of my structured content because I just don't have time anymore. Not if I want to play games, enjoy my day, and, like, enjoy my weekend, as well as stream, as well as work, and as well as cut down stream clips to put up on a YouTube channel. I still can't believe that chick bought like Nimble and Morale Boost. Wild, bro. Straight wild. I mean, Nimble's not bad. Like, that extra 21% helps if you max it and it's cheap. But if you not having deft hands on Tyra is like a death sentence to your damage. Or at least the fucking Chronos that I got. It's like, if you got Chronos, at least you can toss down a grenade that does percentage health damage to people. And if you have that, you can do it more often. So that makes sense. Especially if you're trying to deny area. That tire must have been mad I was getting an interview. My bad. That's on me. I should move to another window. That was entirely on me. Fine, I'm coming. Woo, you see that landing? Right in the middle. I'm good, baby. No, am I seriously going to die because I wanted to showboat? No, okay, No, don't kill me. I just wanted to showboat. No! Okay. Literally the entire team is there. Dope. See, 30k healing, nowhere near as good. Now, they didn't take as much damage to heal up, but, like, that single heal on Furia is not as good as the mass heal that you can do with Grover. But her stun potential, if you can hit stuns and not be a scrub like I am, is massive. Do I have enough time for one more? I don't know if I do, but I really want to play one more. Tell you what, I'm going to do a non-siege match to guarantee it'll be quick. I have never gotten that in Rat Beats. I don't know why they do that. I don't like this effect at all. But it always comes with a hard-ass drop after.
Choose your champion. Customize your champion.
I want Golden Grover too. Like, how do I get... What do I need to get to for Golden Grover? Why do we have another healer instead of a tank? Easy fucking throne game here. Oh my god, they don't have a tank either. Thank God. Oh my god. We're so fucking lucky, dude. Holy shit. Oh, thank God. Like, this is a great mode for tanks too. The only mode that I agree with going no tank is TDM. You don't need a tank for team deathmatch. It's more efficient to go like 2 healers, 3 DPS, or 4 DPS, 1 healer. But like, Onslaught and Siege, you need a tank.
The battle is about to begin.
I like the art in here too. Nice like turquoises, give it like Native American, Mesopotamian kind of feel, you know what I mean? Not Native American, why I say that? Give it kind of like a Mesopotamian, no, Native American too with the turquoise. Give it that kind of feel to it though, you know what I mean?
And so it begins.
Oh, Tyra's gonna die. Tyra's gonna die. What the fuck were those? What's on the wall? What was that?
Enemy triple kill.
Gotcha, bitch! Oh, the bait was so strong.
Enemy rampage.
Stop the sky! Quickly! Heal! This is gonna be an intense ass match, dude. As long as I can play bait and not get myself caught up too much, we might be able to pull this out. Gotcha, bitch! No! We stand! Why did you run out of my healing zone, you stupid fuck? You literally spinted past a healer using their ult to die. Like, good job, dummy. Good job. This is a bad map for Sky too because of how much availability there really is to. The fuck are those? Ugh. How much availability it gives for people to hide behind pillars from your bomb. But seriously, what are those things that I've been killing on the wall, dude? I've never seen them before, and I played against all these characters. Okay. Whew. God, this is a close match. If I can hit a fucking axe, I'm so bad. I am so bad. If we lose this match, that's all on me, because I can't hit shit today, dude. Live for me! I have one more second! Good. Good. Oh, they teleported. Okay. Shit. I didn't think they were right there. I wouldn't have done it. Damn it. Should've went up. Should've went up. My ult's up, friendos. Don't die. Why is this contested right now? Why is this contested? Got you in the invisibility, bitch. What up? She did get me with her ult, though, so I guess it was worth. I'm really glad that their Octavia isn't buying items. Like, that's probably what's given us the edge to be able to hold it this long. Oh, that was so unfortunate for her. I was not aiming for her at all. No clue she was right in front of me. What are those? I got her in invisibility again. She has to be so mad, dude. I can't wait to see how many kills I had at the end. I got her again in the invisibility, dude. Oh, she's gotta be salt. Oh, I died right one more time before the end. Oh, well. She has to be so fucking mad, dude. Oh, that's good. That was a good way to end this, like, day, dude. Or, I guess, start my work day. Like, I fucked them up. 57k healing, 10 kills. Third highest in the game for kills, bro. Oh, that is good shit. Alright, well, I hope you all had a wonderful day. I will see you all in a couple